The final sacrifice. How Elaine and Lloyd lost their souls to the vampire's possession. Lloyd and Elaine had been together for a few months now, but Elaine wasn't sure how deeply she felt for Lloyd. Every time they went out together, Elaine felt a little off, like something was not quite right. She couldn't quite place what it was, but it was definitely there. The two had gone on a walk one night, in a park near Lloyd's house. As they strolled past the trees, Elaine noticed a figure in the distance, shrouded in darkness. She felt a chill run down her spine and she stopped in her tracks. Lloyd stopped beside her, and just as he was about to ask what was wrong, the figure stepped out of the shadows. It was a vampire, with red eyes and long, sharp fangs. The creature stood still for a moment, then it advanced slowly towards them. Elaine stepped back, her heart pounding in her chest. Lloyd, however, stepped forward and met the creature. He spoke calmly, though his voice shook slightly. "What is it you want?" he asked. The vampire hissed, then spoke in a raspy voice. "I want what all vampires want, the blood of the living." Lloyd and Elaine glanced at each other nervously, but they both knew they had no choice. Lloyd stepped forward again and offered his arm to the vampire, but it shook its head. "No, I want the blood of the woman," it said. Elaine stepped back and tried to run, but the vampire was too quick. It leapt forward and grabbed her, sinking its fangs into her neck. Elaine screamed in pain, but the vampire was relentless, draining her of her life force. Lloyd, in a moment of rage, pulled a wooden stake from his bag and lunged at the creature, stabbing it through the heart. The vampire screamed in pain, then crumbled to the ground, lifeless. Elaine lay on the ground, her body completely drained of blood. She was pale and lifeless, her eyes open and unseeing. Lloyd knelt beside her and wept, deeply regretting not being able to save her. As he held her in his arms, a feeling of despair and sadness overwhelmed him. A few moments later, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was another vampire, but this one was different. He was tall and handsome, with a devious glint in his eye. He smiled at Lloyd and said, "You are a brave man, killing a vampire. I can reward you with eternal life." Lloyd was stunned, he had no idea what the creature meant. But then the vampire continued. "I can turn you into a vampire, if you wish. You will have eternal life and all the power that comes with it. You will never age, and you will be able to do whatever you wish. Think about it, Lloyd, and make your decision." Lloyd looked down at Elaine's lifeless body and knew what he had to do. He nodded and said, "I accept." He rose to his feet, and the vampire smiled. He bit into Lloyd's neck, and the last thing Lloyd saw was Elaine's lifeless body, lying on the ground. The next morning, when the park opened, a horrified bystander discovered Lloyd, now a vampire, feeding on the body of Elaine. In that moment, the horror of what had transpired was clear, and Lloyd's fate was sealed. He was now a creature of the night, forever trapped in his own personal hell. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and tell us what you think in the comments. And of course, don't forget to subscribe.